What's up? This is Nick from Yuguchi Moop. I'm here with my hero deck profile. I realize we haven't put videos up for a while. I got a Wave 10 case I'm gonna do a video of. Probably gonna record it tomorrow. Probably post it the next day, so 27th is about when that's gonna hit YouTube. So let's get to the deck. I want one Stratos, because you're going 1-1. If you're running heroes without Stratos, you're doing something wrong. I want 3 Alias. Wow, I'm doing horrible. Running 3 Alias. Pretty much a staple in a hero deck. He's pretty much one of the other heroes you always run in them. 2 Bubbleman. Bubbleman just goes into easy plays with Stratos. He's a good top deck when you're running out of stuff. So, he's always good to have. 2 Thunder King. Rex Rabbit. Rabbit's big this format. Macro Rabbit, not so much because just macro you, then you can't really do his other effect, but still pretty good to have. Good 19 beat stick that can hurt your opponent quite a bit. And then last card, a Crusader. I like him because he's a 19 beat stick, and he's light over Evocator, Evocator, whatever you want to call him. Only +2 Evocators, you can grab more with Rhoda, but I like going for Shining a lot more than I do for Nova Master. That's why I keep him in instead. Now spells. 3 Miracle Fusion. Miracle Fusion is really good. It's a really good top deck. I think it was Angel Flores. He topped it with 2. I believe that was a lot of luck on his part. 3 is really good to have. You know, 3 G-Sparks hits off their people, like, pretty much it makes your Alias unbottomlessable, because when they bottomless it, you just like, okay, I get one more card in my hand, and you get to get rid of something else. It's never that much of a hurt if they bottomless an Alias, because this hits something else. 2 Power Dualities. Consistency. This deck obviously doesn't run a lot of monsters, so you gotta put more spell power to get stuff. So that's why you run the Calls and the Rhoda. And after that, you run 1 Super Poly. Pretty much with this format, after Escalado came out, it became main deck that you have to run Super Poly, because you can hit away anything somebody summons with a Super Poly. Nothing can get around Super Poly now. As long as you got a hero on the mountains board, if they summon something, you can Super Poly it, because it's 1 for each attribute. If you don't want it, it's not that great of an idea to do that. Of course, after that, the 4 staples. Heavy Storm, Bottomless, Monster Reborn, Pokemon. Those are all good. Heavy Storm, Dark Hole, of course, because it wipes the field. Monster Reborn, because you can grab back a Stratos and do more plays, even go for no TK. And Book of Moon, I like it. I think it should be teched in all decks, because they go to overlay with something, you can just book it down and then get rid of it next turn. They can't go for it. And with Rabbit, if you can book one of those dinos down before they go for Logia, try to mix them there. The other one gets destroyed at the end phase, and it's pretty much wasted. So, I think it's pretty good. No traps. 2 Hero Blasts. Some people say 1. People never go 3. It can be dead, I admit, but I'll ditch it with Super Poly if I need to. And it's also good for bait or for Starlight Road food to keep it live. So I honestly like it at 2. I like grabbing it back to my hand often. I don't think it's that bad. 2 Mirror Force. I don't like decks going off on me and then me only being able to hit 1 away at a time. So I like this to hit mass removal. Yeah, I know I can get Starlight loaded, but I'd rather have the chance of getting Starlight loaded maybe once in a duel, out of like 6 duels, than and other 5 times wipe out 3, 4 monsters, than let them just poke me with all of them, and poke me with all but one. But again, Dimensional Prison is still a very good card, so I still run it, because, again, you don't have that many monsters, and a lot of times you have to stall until you get to a monster. So this deck has a lot of traps to stall until you get to monsters like 2 Fiendish Chain, stops your opponent's attacks, and negates the effects. So if they're doing something boss, you can most of the time stop it. Because of stuff like Maze Stroke, Zenmaines, and Gotchi that get annoying and you can't really get rid of them right away. Cap is always good, because they go Zenmaines, all it takes is 1 cap and it's off the field and you're good on it. So yeah. Because there's not really any decks that have low attack monsters that they just normally summon out, other than wind-ups, I guess, but you can always hit away the sharks with it. Bottomless. It's a good card. It's a very good card. Especially with Rabbit everywhere. Main decking Bottomless is so good because they go Rabbit, they go into the 2 guys, you Bottomless them off the field. And they don't get to go for the Doka Lagya. Bottomless is just a really good card. This format, you should definitely run it. I don't know why I was picking that up. Of course, Triple Solemn for the Solemn Brigade. Negate attacks and negate something that's going to get in your way. Those are very helpful to have in any situation. And then, because you run a lot of traps, 1 Starlight Road to protect that, to give a little more insurance that they're going to stay there, and for the fact that you can pull a Stardust on the field to negate another thing that will destroy your cards. So over the all, that's the deck. This is the extra. I'm not going to go over side because it's not really done right now. So yeah, 1 Stardust. It's pretty basic. I'm just going to go through it. By the way, if you guys are going to Countryside Regionals in Illinois, tell us if you want something, because again, I'm having a tin case I'm opening soon. I'm going to record it and post it and put it on YouTube. So if you want something from that, PM me. If you don't feel comfortable mailing it, January 6th, there's the Countryside Regional I'm going to. If you want to trade with me there. Yeah, I fitted Chimera Tech in. I don't know. I like having it in there because I can always side Cyber Dragons and then pretty much have 2 extra Dark Holes in my deck against Geargia. I always find that helpful. Yeah, I went 2 Abzeros because I go Bubble Man, and Abzero is very good against stuff that can spam their field real quick, because you go into Abzero and they pretty much have to wipe out some of their stuff to keep going. So like against what's it called, Mermail, if you can super poly off one of their guys and go Abzero, they have to like bring somebody big out like a bit Megalo to like pop it for the discard effects, unless they got a good enough hand where they can just send the stuff it is, and if it does, that sucks. But most of the time though, if you get Abzero out, you can pretty much hurt them quite a bit with it. Most of these are just for super poly food. So yeah, that's good. And then only 2 Shining. You're probably like, why don't you run 3? Honestly, you never really have to run 3. You never go more than 2 on a field. So if you've gone 1 already, it's going to be in your grave half the time. Unless they Dimensional Prison it, then yeah, that sucks. But then you could just go for another one and return it later. But you can just like return one of these with his own effect, like banish one of these to special something else out, and keep your other heroes in grave and just use this. And then you can just return him if you really want to go him a 3rd time that duel. But half the time you don't need to go 3 Shinings. 2 is perfectly fine to win a game, because most of the time they'll come out with 3,200 attack, and that's just hard for your opponent to deal with. And even if they do, you get 2 more monsters back to your hand, which most of the time I banish a Bubble Man and an Alias, so that equals an Xe right there for the next turn. So, or I'll go, if I don't, I can always go Stratos and like another guy in grave, like another light, and then I can just search a Bubble Man when I summon the Stratos. So it's also another instant Xe. unless they got the warning, which then that sucks ass. But that's not the point. But yeah, that's my deck. Just guys, be ready for the tin case opening. And this is Team Moob, and we're out.